If you're interested in moving to St. Louis, there's probably a few things you're wondering about what it's like to live here. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the top 10 questions people ask about St. Louis. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, my name is Jacob Peistrup. Welcome back, glad to have you here today. Real quick, make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button and hit that like button right next to it. It helps out a lot. It helps me, helps you, so I can keep producing good content for you guys, and it just helps the channel grow to more people. So real fast, I will let you go do that right now, and then we will get into the video. So, top 10 things people ask about St. Louis. These are in no particular order. These are just based on the top things people ask about St. Louis in Google searches. So without further ado, let's get into the top 10 questions about St. Louis, Missouri. First question, a little basic, I would have thought more people would know this, but the question is, where is St. Louis? So if you don't know, we are in the state of Missouri. We're in the Midwest. We're basically in the center, right smack in the middle of the United States. St. Louis on the eastern side of Missouri, and Kansas City is on the west. You've got the Mississippi River that comes down and separates Missouri from Illinois. St. Louis is pretty much all in Missouri. There's some stuff on the Illinois side, not a whole lot, like East St. Louis. And then you've got the arch right on the river and the bridge that goes across the border between Missouri and Illinois. If you know where Chicago is, we're pretty much south of Chicago, 4 or 5 hours. Pretty quick drive. We're not directly below Chicago. We're like a little bit down and then to the west of Chicago. About 4.5 hours or so. Second question, what is the weather like? So we're in the Midwest, winters are pretty mild. It does snow here a couple times a year probably. We're not a place that has snow constantly during the winter. I mean, right now it's middle of December and we haven't had any snow this year. So probably gonna get some maybe January or February. It usually snows a couple times and then it'll be gone in like a week or so. It doesn't last very long. Just a couple inches here or there, a couple times a year. It's really not that bad during the winter time. Lately, it's been in the 30s and 40s, so it gets chilly. It just doesn't really snow a whole lot in Missouri, and when it does, it's a couple inches at a time, and like I said, it's gone within a week. Summertime is hot and humid. During the peak summer months like July and August, it gets really hot and the air it's thick, it's humid. It's not a dry heat, it's a very humid heat. I'll step out of my car somewhere and you can feel it all over your skin, all over your body. You can feel the humidity in the air. We're the same latitude as Washington, D.C., if that helps. I've only been there a couple times, all during the summertime, but I would imagine the weather is similar, even though we're not on the coast, if that helps you. Okay, third question, really interesting. I thought this would be more straightforward than it is, but this apparently is up for debate. Is St. Louis in the South? So my answer, and probably the same for other people in St. Louis and Missouri, is no, we're not in the South, we're in the Midwest. But I've had some conversations with people from other parts of the country who say, oh, you're from St. Louis, so you're in the South. And I'm always kind of shocked by that, like, wait a minute, are we? I thought we were in the Midwest, but some people think we're in the South. Now, there are some states that we share a border with that I would say are in the South, like Kentucky, Tennessee, and Arkansas. I would pretty strongly say those are in the South, but Missouri, not so much. I kind of think of Missouri as the Midwest, along with Kansas, Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska. I kind of think of Missouri as part of those ones, not the South. My theory about this, and comment down below in the comments if you have anything to say about this, is I think that if you are in the South, if you're South compared to Missouri, then you would say Missouri is not South. It's in the Midwest, like I think. But if you're in a more northern state, like maybe somewhere in New England or on the West Coast where Missouri is South compared to you, it might look like we're part of the South. Now, if you answer this question historically, North versus South, historically speaking, Missouri had slaves. It was a slave state because the Missouri Compromise allowed Missouri to come in with slaves so that Maine would enter as a free state. Culturally, I wouldn't really say St. Louis is part of the South. In certain parts of Missouri, like maybe if you go down south in Missouri, out in the country, out in the boonies, people might have a southern accent. They might call it Missouri, not Missouri. People in St. Louis don't really do that, but if you go south, if you leave the city, you might start to see it act more like the South. So that's my take on it. If you have anything else to say about it, let me know down below in the comments. Comment where you're from, and if you think Missouri is in the South, is it Midwest? What is it to you? Just let me know down below in the comments. I'd be really interested to see what your answer is. And really quickly, everyone, if you ever have any other questions about St. Louis, living here, moving here, what it's like, just feel free to give me a call or shoot me a text. I am constantly working with buyers, sellers, investors, everyone else who is coming to St. Louis, and that is one of my favorite parts of my job, getting to share my city with you guys. Fourth question, is St. Louis safe? That is a valid question. St. Louis has made headlines for some not so great stuff happening. I have to be careful how I answer that, especially in a video like this, just because being a licensed realtor, there are laws about fair housing when I talk about crime rates, because it leads to steering, and I'm not supposed to tell people where to live and where you should live, because you have the right to choose that for yourself. So I do have another video discussing, is St. Louis a dangerous city, crime rates, all that kind of stuff, to present to you the objective data about St. Louis. There's also different ways of defining crime. Is it theft? Is it assault? Is it number of homicides per 100,000? It's a very subjective thing when it comes to what's dangerous, what's safe, and what the right choice is for you. I would say St. Louis is no different than other cities that have struggled with things like crime, violence, gangs, drugs, all that kind of stuff, and you can look at the public information about the data about where these happen, where statistically these events happen more so than others, and decide for yourself which neighborhoods you may or may not be interested in living in. For more info, you could go watch the other video on my channel or visit a website like the FBI's website to look at St. Louis as a whole, or if you want, you could visit local police departments and see their statistics and their numbers on crime here in St. Louis neighborhoods. Next question is St. Louis expensive? If you're coming from a market like Los Angeles or anywhere else in California, you might think that St. Louis is pretty affordable. But if you're coming from middle of nowhere Kansas, St. Louis is probably gonna be more expensive than what you're used to. Since most people are probably somewhere in between those two extremes, I would say it just depends. St. Louis definitely has those expensive neighborhoods in Mid-County and West County in St. Louis County, but the further outside the city you go, the more house you can buy for fewer dollars. So it really depends on you and your budget. Next question, what zip codes are in St. Louis? The whole state of Missouri has zip codes that start with 6-3, 6-4, and 6-5. 6-3 is the whole eastern side, 6-5 is kind of the middle and the south, and then 6-4 is over on the west by Kansas City. It's kind of counterintuitive. It goes 6-3, 6-5, and then 6-4. If it starts with a 6-3-1 or a 6-3-0, that is St. Louis or St. Louis County. I live in Creve Coeur in St. Louis County, and my zip code is 63141. And if it starts with a 6-3-3, that is St. Charles County, which is just outside St. Louis County. Next up, question number 7, how is the airport? So if you're not familiar, Lambert Airport is our airport here in St. Louis. It's not huge, it's not a very big airport, but it is international because we have, I think, one flight that goes to Toronto, so that's how it's an international airport. So we're technically international, but we're not a huge hub for international flights like Dallas, Fort Worth, Chicago, O'Hare, or JFK. So if you have a big trip planned outside the country, you're probably gonna have to go to one of those or some other airport to make that international flight. The airport, like I said, is pretty small. It's not huge. We have 2 terminals, one of which is just Southwest, and the other one is pretty much every other airline. So I think Terminal 1 is any other flight, United, Delta, American Airlines, every other flight. And then Terminal 2 is just Southwest. Southwest has a lot of flights in and out of St. Louis. I fly Southwest a lot just because I try to go for direct flights wherever I can. I hate waiting in airports. I hate the layover. So I use Southwest a lot just because they have a lot of direct flights in and out of St. Louis. The Southwest terminal is pretty easy to navigate if you're dropping off, picking up, leaving the airport, anything like that. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Terminal 1, which is the other one if you're not flying Southwest, that one can kind of be a nightmare to navigate because it's one of those places where you have the lane for buses and then Ubers and then taxis and then passenger pickup. And if you're picking up passengers, it takes you through this parking garage where you have to get like a parking ticket to park in the garage and then go down 2 floors to where the baggage claim is. You pick up there and then you have to leave the airport in under 15 minutes because you got a parking ticket to park in the garage. And then if you leave it under 15 minutes, it's basically free parking. I don't know why they do that. It's frustrating, and I always have to like circle around a couple times if I'm picking someone up in Terminal 1 because it's kind of a nightmare, I'm not gonna lie. Which is another reason why I like to fly Southwest, is because their terminal is a lot less frustrating to have to drive through when you're picking people up from the airport. So next question, number 8, what are some things to do in St. Louis? St. Louis has a lot of fun stuff to offer, and the really great thing about it is that a lot of it is free. You could go to the Arch, you could go to the St. Louis Zoo, Forest Park, the Art Museum, all of that is free to the public, which is awesome. If you want to go walk around or go shopping somewhere in St. Louis, you can go to the Del Mar Loop, lots of fun places to shop and eat there. You could go somewhere in downtown Clayton or the Central West End, or you could go shopping outlet malls out in Chesterfield, Wildwood, or you could go walk around if you like the Cardinals, go to Ballpark Village. fun stuff to do there as well. St. Louis also has a new aquarium that they just got. I went there earlier before quarantine started this spring, which is pretty fun. Pretty cool experience. They got a lot of stuff there. It's not a huge aquarium like Boston or Atlanta, one of those huge ones, so it's not massive, but they do have some pretty fun stuff there. They have this huge lake. It's like a pond with like these things that shoot fire. They'll play music and shoot fire out, which is pretty cool. It's a great place for Instagram pictures too, if you can time it right when the fire is coming out. If you can get it then, perfect, you're golden. Next question, why do the Blues play Gloria? So if you follow the St. Louis Blues, Gloria is kind of their theme song. It's their victory song. It used to be Run Around Sue, but then they changed it to Gloria. I'm not sure why they did that. I guess they just decided they liked it better, but Gloria is their new theme song. Everyone likes to say, play Gloria. You'll see it on hats or on t-shirts and sweatshirts. Everyone likes to say, play Gloria to cheer on the Blues. And then the 10th final question, should you move to St. Louis? Yes, without a doubt, you should come live in St. Louis, come move here, come hang out, because St. Louis is the best city in the world. I'm kidding, but in all seriousness, St. Louis is not the most glamorous city to live in like New York City or LA. We don't have people flocking to come live in Missouri. But St. Louis can be a great option for you. There are so many things to choose from, lots of opportunity and growth happening in St. Louis, and in my opinion, it's a pretty great place to be. You know, it has to be the right choice for you and your family and your career and goals, but if it is, get in touch with me. I'd love to help you out. We can make it happen. So come move to St. Louis. So that is gonna wrap up this video for today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If there's anything else I can do for you, anything you need from me, my number is right down below. You can call me, you can text me, you can do whatever you need to get in touch with me, and we can make it happen. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.